G go too fast. I don't need one no seatbelt. Bad look, got no upgrade. Now she got. How about the range on? Who is the baby? He going and man, he's old.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Denver Broncos. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And a give this time to the tailback. He takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble. He rifles one that's intercepted. Sua Cravens with a pick, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
First carry for Royce Freeman. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
All right, now, look at 56.
To throw on second down. McCarthy, he's going to launch this thing way downfield. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Flex round! Flex round!
Following the interception, Kaiser looking deep in the direction of Coop. And got his man complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Amari Cooper, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And Denver getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Here we go now. Green, 39.
Now the former Utah man. This is Devontae Booker. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
Off the play fake. McCarthy. A hit as as he throws there, incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And now out comes Minnesota. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun. Here's Kaiser. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Kaiser. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. Kaiser now already over 150 yards through the air in the opening quarter. It's 1st and 10. Kaiser dancing to his left. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. They'll give it to him up the middle. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that is going to set up 3rd and goal. From the gun, Kaiser. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
The drive starts with Devontae Booker. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Gets a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest game, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
A 2nd down carry for Booker. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Sheldon Richardson there to make the play.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
operating from the gun. McCarthy. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 18 big yards on that one and a Denver first.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really...
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Calais Campbell, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
Patriot!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup, and all of a sudden here it's third down.
In today's NFL, when you get teams in long yardage situations with your defense, you're really going to go to your speed packages. You're going to get smaller, lighter guys on the field in order to cover the expected pass. So they might want to run the ball against a smaller, lighter lineup with your big guys, and that's exactly what happened on that play. It was tough on them, and now instead of being in third and very long, they ended up setting themselves up in third and manageable. They've got a chance at a first down.
His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
But that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only...
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Over! Back 99 Philly, here we go! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56.
On first down, McCarthy. Complete outright to Jake Butt. There he goes inside the 30. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. That one goes for 24 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Well, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. They go play action here on first down. That's caught left side by Jake Butt. And a broken tackle could not free him. Taken down right at the 10-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
Gun! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56.
From the gun, McCarthy. And his throw is incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Blue 90.
Third and short, it's Booker. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. John Harbaugh going to roll the dice. They're going for it on 4th down.
Watch it now, Barney.
They're going to go. It's Booker. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Kaiser to throw it. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Kaiser. And Kaiser can't escape this time. They get to him. And that'll be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. On the handoff, this is Booker. Room here to run. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st, again, they go with Bunker. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Black 99 Philly, here we go. Set, blue 90. Blue 90.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. McCarthy. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Gun, 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 gun.
Operating from the gun, McCarthy. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time they surrendered to safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just so strange to see that go up on the board. And then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But, boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a 2nd down throw for Kaiser. Wide open receiver complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 at a 1st down. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this.
Flex round! Flex round!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, fighting off the defender. Finding room inside the 40. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And he gets it down to the 32. A gain of 6 there on first.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Flex round! Flex round!
Now a play fake here on first down. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They'll run it now out of the gun. Escapes the defender. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, second and goal. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. He'll get it up the middle. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Third down and goal. This Denver defense trying to hold up for one more play.
Detroit! Detroit!
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to.
Through an opening, and there he goes. And all the way down to the 26. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 49 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10.
Leopard! Leopard!
On first and 10, McCarthy. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10.
Leopard! Leopard!
Throwing on first down, McCarthy. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, This feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Detroit!
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
And McManus able to put it through, and that'll get the lead down to 5. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
On play action, Kaiser will be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Derek Wolfe busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Flex round! Flex round!
To throw, Kaiser. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round!
Play action now. Kaiser throwing the out route incomplete. It's Adams. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Kaiser now on 2nd down. It's caught here by Adams. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll throw here. Kaiser. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 18 yards there and a 1st down. He's having a nice game through the air. His decision-making's been really good. Solid there again. Just seeing nothing downfield goes underneath. Nice game.
How about the patience? Because when you're having a big game through the air, you're looking for those chunk plays, those big ones downfield. Instead, as you noted, takes the check down, dumps it off, gains good yardage anyway. Really well executed.
Give him 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
Yeah, not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. The kick by Carlson is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Throwing to start the drive. McCarthy looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw. Unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Line of scrimmage. Again, the 25. Second and 10. Off play action. McCarthy. And boy, that one drops incomplete. But if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
The Broncos on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, McCarthy. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Here's Marquette King now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Kaiser now. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off, actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now.
To throw on second down. McCarthy, he's going to go up top for the end zone. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball. The Broncos on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Off the play fake, McCarthy. And that is incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the air.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Here we go. Grand 38. Grand 38. Ohio. Ohio.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10.
Flex round. Flex round.
To throw is Kaiser. And he comes back with one complete. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
Flex round. Flex round.
Now Kaiser. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. As we get late in this one, is altitude a factor for a visiting team in Denver? Is that something that's overplayed?
No, it's real, and I know a lot of the visiting teams like to downplay it because they don't want to get into the heads of their players, but you can't avoid it. As soon as you get to the locker room, you get to the stadium, they always post it in there. Welcome to Denver. Altitude 5,280 feet. The air is rare.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Off the play fake, Kaiser. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Come on, let's go. 190. 190.
From the red zone now, Kaiser. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. This is Hunt.
Just keep the ball on the ground. Do a little pounding. Chew up some clock. If they can get it in, that might be enough to get them home. And if not, the clock is definitely their friend.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Come on, let's go. What, 90? What, 90?
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Come on, let's go. Grand 38.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. Kaiser here looking to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And he slides to avoid the hit. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. One receiver to the left is Cooper. Here's Kaiser, forced out to his left. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a fourth down.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Carlson able to put this one through. And that pushes the lead to 8 points. They've doubled them up. It's 16-8. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Well, these corners, I tell you, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it out here 100 times. Nothing good is going to happen. And if you throw it in the wrong place, I'll take it the other way.
Watch it now, Barney.
He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
The Broncos on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10. That's going to set him back 5 yards. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, here we go. Blue, line it!
He'll look to throw. And this is caught. Demaryius Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. They'll look to throw. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. It looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down in bounds. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. Thomas the intended target.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here.